What I've learned running 250k of Google Ads for care homes to get more inquiries. Now, first of all, I want to do a poll. Christian, you actually did this poll before for me, so thank you. I'll repeat it again. On those who do Google Ads and those who don't do Google Ads. So those who do Google Ads for their care homes and those who don't. Okay, about half-half. I thought it would be half-half. So that helps me just gauge how I present to you today. Now, I actually had to do this presentation pretty quick because Broughton House, a shout out to Broughton House, Nadia was due to come with me today and talk about Google Pay-Per-Click for Broughton House, but I want to give them a shout out because they said they're happy for me to share their data today, so a big shout out to them. They are a lovely home, Broughton's House Veterans Care Village in Salford. They are a 65-bed charity home. They were originally the East Lancashire home for sailors and soldiers. In 1916 was when they were founded to care for sailors and soldiers injured in the First World War. Just one thing, I know you can't see in the back, but I'll do my best to convey what's on the slides. And Karen Miller is their CEO, and there she is. She has done wonders for that home over the last 2 years. So I'm very thankful to them for allowing me to share some of their results, which I will come to a little bit later on. Now, the data that we are going from for this presentation is we work with single homes and also multi-home operators. And just quickly about what I'm covering. Why and what are Google Ads, for those of you who've not been using them. Some clever stuff that we, the team that feel we've picked up. Where's Victoria? There she is, because she's our Google Pay-Per-Click home specialist. And some results. It's all about results, so we're going to be presenting some results for you. Why Google Pay-Per-Click ads? Well, 94% of families go online when looking for a care home. That's quite a lot, I'm sure you would agree. And these are the kind of searches that they put in. Families searching for a care homes in Durham, care homes near me. Now, as of September 2024, that's a very popular search, as Christian pointed out. Best nursing homes near me. There are dozens, no, there are hundreds of different variations of these phrases that families are making when they are looking for care homes. And here's what they look like. You're familiar with this, I'm sure. That's how it might appear on a mobile phone. This is a very popular one for Broughton House right now. You probably can't see it at the back, but it's got a nice photo. It's very, very clear right at the very top here. Luxury care home in Salford. It has a very good click-through rate, that one in particular. And yesterday, before coming here, I did a search for care homes in Norwich. I was curious what would come up. And here you can see Avery there. Can't see Hallmark. Have they got any homes? Oakwood House Care, Artisan Care Group. Those are the ads. Those are Google Pay-Per-Click ads. And I think Artisan is part of Avery. So they are busy on Google in Norwich. You get to be seen under what I call golden search phrases used by prospective families. Care home in, name your catchment area. Nursing home near me, but I repeat, there are dozens, hundreds of different derivations of those keywords. And the beauty of them is you get straight to the top or on the first page of Google. When people are searching, you don't have to rely on SEO. You don't have to rely on the directories, who also do their own Google pay-per-click ads. And this is key. You want to see and get noticed by families who don't already know you. By the way, any questions, just please note them down. We'll come to them at the end. And you will get more private inquiries guaranteed. It's the one method I know where you turn on a switch and you will get more inquiries. As long as you do it properly, of course. And I'll come to that in a moment. I just want to share with you some data from MediaHawk. And MediaHawk do telephone call recordings for care homes. These are some of the homes that they work with. They came up with this data, which is quite interesting. You probably can't see it in the back, so I'm going to tell you. 37% of all visitors to their websites come via Google pay-per-click. 35% of them are direct. So again, look at 37% versus Google Organic, 16%. Look at poor Facebook at 4%. And look at poor Bing at 1%. So for those providers who are running Google pay-per-click ads, most of their traffic's coming from Google pay-per-click. But, of course, the next thing is we want to make sure your Google pay-per-click ads work best, correct? So this is some of the clever stuff. So our recommendation is always make sure you have a good live chat, and I mean live chat with a human, such as this here. This is a real person live chat. It's very distinct. What we have found is live chat is quicker and easier for many families. And anything that's quicker and easier, people will use it. It is a real person. There's no AI. There's no bots. That's absolutely clear. Now, when you combine a good live chat with Google pay-per-click, we find 10 to 30% of those Google pay-per-click inquiries go to that live chat. So that's why we would recommend it. And here it is, obviously taken away some data for privacy reasons. But again, this is real person. And we tend to use a business called Chat for Business, who do real person live chat. And what you see here, the green is the third person live chat. The blue is the family member. In this case, you can't see in the back, but it's a pricing inquiry. And the home gets a notification of when that live chat is happening, so they can choose to enter that live chat conversation. And you can see here, that's what's happening in the pink. The family member has joined the person representative from the home has joined the live chat and continued the conversation. Now, I see a lot of these live chats, and I see a lot of, I've seen appointments and visits being booked on that live chat. Clever stuff part 2. Of course, you can target by audience. You can do audience targeting on Google. Or rather, you can, correct me if I'm right or wrong, Victoria, you can nudge Google to weigh its ads towards those people who you want to be reaching, particularly if you're after private. Of course, you have the catchment area location, of course. You may want to nudge Google to target homeowners. You may want to, in fact you certainly will be wanting them to nudge for people aged 40 plus, perhaps those who've indicated to Google that the people you are targeting, you want them to have shown an interest in, for example, retirement planning or perhaps opening a new savings account. These are just some of the interests that you can ask Google for your audience targeting to try and nudge them towards. Clever Stuff Part 3, website CTAs to capture your inquiries. You've got a lovely new website with lovely new branding, but also you want to make sure you capture those inquiries. Live chat, the data shows us it just works very well. Brochure download, we've actually do recommend now that you ask people to provide contact details because you just then capture those person's details rather than giving it without capturing the details. We switched on data capture for brochure downloads for in fact it was for Broughton. Just recently, and within a month, we had 4 leads captured by that brochure download that previously they weren't getting because they were just giving it to people without capturing their name, email, and phone number. And when you've got those details, of course, you can follow up, which is vital. Email, CTAs, contact us forms, phone number, of course, top right. Tell me what anyone else thinks, but I think that's a good place to have your phone number, at least, top right. Book a visit, of course, and free guides. People choosing a care home, they don't know. It's hard. They want to know, how do I choose a care home? What do I have to think about? So I think these guides can work well, such as an ultimate guide on how to choose a care home. Again, a good way. In fact, Barchester does a number of these guides. Interestingly, people don't have to give their contact details to get those guides, which is an interesting one. Clever stuff number 4, add negative keywords. Yeah, you don't want your ads to be seen by particular people making particular searches. We have 16,000 negative keywords in the accounts that we help with, including the names of 14,000 care homes. So imagine you are the Vicarage care home. You don't want your ads to be seen on someone searching the Mount care home. So you've got the care home, the keywords. So, well, we just thought the quickest way is just to add all care home names into that negative keyword list. So you're not wasting your money, which in effect, I do believe it is, getting seen by people searching under other care homes, which does happen. Anything related to jobs. If you're after inquiries and interest, you don't want people who are looking for jobs. So anything, sponsorship, vacancy, position, interns, openings, recruiters, all these kinds of words. Care agency, for a care home, you don't want people coming who's looking for dom care, for example. Daycare as well, that's one we found pops up, which again is more actually towards domiciliary care. So use negative keywords and key phrases. It's not words, it's phrases as well. Clever stuff number 5, yes, of course, don't waste money. We've found it's good not to have Google ads popping up when people are searching under your own care home name. Why is that? Well, you don't have infinite budgets. You have a set budget, so you want to be careful about how you spend your budget. And also it helps with the Google algorithm if you don't have ads when people are searching under your care home name, because what happens, of course, is that family members, your staff, social workers, they don't remember the number of your care home, so they will go on Google and search for your care home. But you don't want them clicking on it as an ad, but then they're going to find it anyway organically. And we find that people do click on it if you have your care home name, just because they want to get your phone number. So our advice is don't waste money on that. Now, you won't be able to see this at the back, but this is quite interesting. This is about conversion rates, about getting inquiries, following them up, converting into admission, which is I'd love if anyone can share their expertise around this. This is data actually from Trusted Care. Now, Trusted Care, if you don't know, they manage and handle inquiries on behalf of care providers. In this diagram, in this statistic here, which you can't see in the back, and I'm going to tell you, but essentially 63.4 of all inquiries, Trusted Care has called them referrers, came from a digital source. And let's remember, it's 34 care providers that Trusted Care look after, handling inquiries on their behalf. Google search, 21.2%. Online directories, 15.6%. And the third one is providers' website, which is your website, 26.6%. When I speak to care homes, I often ask them, what's your conversion rate of inquiries? And they say 70-80%. Okay, all right, congratulations as it is, because the data will show us that the best conversion rate is 60%, and that's for people who previously used the home. So you should be getting a good conversion rate on previous residents, or someone who knows someone perhaps who's previously used the care home. So it's a recommendation. But it's 0.6 referrers. A conversion from a recommendation, let's say from a healthcare professional, GP, district nurse, OT, is 30%. And you go down the list, for Google search, for Trusted Care's data, is 10% conversion. The message on all of this is you need to Google pay-per-click inquiries, like all inquiries, you need to follow up at least 3 times. I'm very curious to know about your experiences of following up. My recommendation is just get all inquiries into an e-shot. Even if you don't speak to them after that 3 times, they're going to get a monthly or bi-monthly e-shot from your home, telling them about the wonderful things about your care home. So they're always going to hear from you. It's not a sales or a marketing e-shot, it's just telling them about all the wonderful things you are doing. So, I put a star by number 7 because this is probably the most important element, I would argue, on running Google pay-per-click ads. For those of you who are running at the moment, tracking. You must know what's the ROI you're getting from your Google pay-per-click ads. Effectively, you should be knowing the cost per inquiry via Google pay-per-click. And that's all about digital tracking. That means codes, that means widgets, that means technical tweaks that your web developer should be able to do quickly. But it's all about the cost per inquiry. This is so important. Tracking. That's how we do it. We have a separate Excel sheet for Google pay-per-click inquiries. You want to know if Joan Smith, who made an inquiry on Saturday, 5:30 p.m., whether that was a Google pay-per-click inquiry or not. And the only way you can do that is by tracking. So here again, sorry you can't see this in the back, but you have date of inquiry, source. So here you have live chat, click to email, contact form submission, get brochure request. you'll have the contact name of that person, and then you'll have the details of that inquiry. Because you'll know, because you're tracking it. You'll have the email, you'll have the live chat transcript, you'll have the names from your brochure downloads. So you know exactly what inquiries came from your Google pay-per-click. That's the vital part, is tracking. And then you have a follow-up section, which you would be asking, of course, your team to complete. So, back to Broughton House, who aren't here today, but they are happy to share their data with you today, so thank you again to them. 1 year, Broughton House, January 2023 to January 2024. They ran 15,000 pounds of ads, just over, Google pay-per-click ads, ran about 1,000 a month, it's now 1,500. 19 tracked phone calls, 49 live chat inquiries, 30 email inquiries, 15 contact form inquiries, at a cost per inquiry, which is something you must know, via Google pay-per-click, for them of 138. They had 20 admissions, that's tracked via Google pay-per-click. Now, they have done exceptionally well. I feel I'd be interested to know about your experiences. Please share. So their ad spend per admission was 782. Now their average resident stays with them for 2 years. There's 114,000 in revenue, which means for them return on ad spend 145 to 1. They have done extremely well. As I said, it's a fabulous home. They've got a great team, and Karen has been leading. I mentioned from the front, has been leading on all fronts. They have great follow-up. Generally, just a great home. The update for them, the last 6 months, literally the last 6 months, 19%, yes, 19% of the admissions came via Google pay-per-click. That's tracked. They have done extremely well. Any questions just far away towards the end? So I'm just, what can you expect if you kind of follow everything that I've been talking about today? Do your tracking. You can have a pay-per-click inquiry of anywhere between 89 and 390. You might, for those of you who are doing it at the moment and tracking, I'd be curious to know what numbers you're getting. 2 to 7 inquiries per month per 1,000 ad spend, again tracked. Conversion up to 20%. If you're doing more than that, great. I'd love to know how you're getting on. So for 1,000 ad spends, you might get a new admission for one every 1 to 3 months. So thank you. Please fire away with any questions or any of your own experiences. I'd be most keen to know. Just by the way, also, if you want a quick 5-minute video on how a 26-bed care home got 6 bed inquiries via Google Ads in 7 days, which I think is, well, certainly for us it's a record. Just text video to that number and make sure you get it. So thank you.